entrepreneur. This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. Welcome to this special presentation entitled How to Use Powerful Incentives and Rewards to Create at least 25% more business in the next 6 months or less, and you won't break the bank while you do so. Ladies and gentlemen, without a doubt, one of the most powerful and often overlooked marketing strategies is to simply use incentives or rewards, better known as the proverbial ethical bribe, to easily generate at least 25% more business. In fact, you're going to hear the inspiring story about how a struggling young door-to-door sales rep who was originally from Canada accidentally stumbled across this exact same strategy, and it not only completely changed his life, but it revolutionized the industry he was in at the time. As rumor has it, this young man, who was originally from Canada, was going door to door selling in the late 50s and early 60s. And back then, it was a whole different America back then. Basically, mom and the grandmother stayed at home and helped raise the kids if there were any, and the gentleman went off to work. This gentleman was selling, of all things, vacuum cleaners. Who knows, maybe a Kirby vacuum cleaner, something like that. And one day, while he was at home watching a local game show, as it was, he stumbled across this idea. And what he came up with and approached the people above him was what would happen if they started offering, in this case, something incredibly practical, a coupon that the housewives could redeem that was good for like a 2-pound box of laundry detergent. And I think they went after, I think it was the 3rd or 4th leader in the industry at the time. So obviously that company was interested in growing their market share. And what this actually meant was this gentleman and that vacuum cleaner company had stumbled across their ethical bribe. And here's basically what happened. This gentleman's sales closing ratio exploded. He went from 1 sale out of 10 on average to about 4 sales out of every 10 presentations he gave, which means he increased his sales ratio by 400%. And obviously, in a very short period of time, he rose through the ranks. First, he made it to district sales manager. Then he went on to regional sales director, and then eventually the big kahuna, national sales director. Well, ladies and gentlemen, needless to say, this gentleman went on to start offering 3-day workshops on salesmanship. He created home study courses. Plus, he had an extremely lucrative speaking business as well. In fact, inside of 10 years, this guy who was once struggling as a door-to-door sales rep became a self-made multi-millionaire. Made a lot of money. And how did he do it? The concept you're learning right now. Ethical bribes. In fact, he went on to offer 3 internationally best-selling books on salesmanship and leadership. And as a direct result of all that notoriety, it wasn't too long before other major corporations started inviting this guy to be their keynote speaker regularly at those type of national conventions. And that's how he created another multi-million-dollar business. Well, entrepreneur, if you haven't connected the dots yet, and if you're wondering, well, okay, Mark, that's a sort of semi-inspiring story. What does that have to do with me and my small business? Think about this. Right now in your local town, there are college students standing around in malls desperately trying to get people to fill out surveys, or they're canvassing door to door, or they're doing telemarketing and they're struggling. But you know what? If they could offer those business owners or those people who are on the other side of those doors one of your best market tested ethical bribes, they'd get in a lot more doors, don't you think? Oh, what about this? There are tons of local charities in your neighborhood, entrepreneur, who are literally starving because they can't consistently get enough local small business owners and or service providers to either donate their time or money, or better yet, buy ads in their publications. Well, if they started offering one of your best market tested ethical bribes, or mine in that particular instance, like let's say if they offered my free 29-page report or actually not the 29-page report, but the my free report as a bonus for just buying a classified ad, and then my 29-page special report if they bought a classified ad. If you're a CPA or a lawyer, you could do the same thing, or any type of service provider. That's the point. Ladies and gentlemen, your competitors would rather spend money on advertising than to market their business, products, or services. Well, entrepreneur, I hope you can see how ethical bribes, when they're used correctly, can make you a lot of money. That said, for those of you who want to discover how you can add an additional 25% more gross profit to your bottom line and do so in the next 90 days or less without adding any new customers or clients, then you need to grab that free 9-page special report, and you can get it at youcanmarketonlinenow.com/sales. This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. Looking forward to seeing you again next time on the Marketing Minute.